Hey friends, it is week 3, counting down to my book launch, which is coming up on November 13th. And today I want to talk to you about what kind of support you might want when you are launching your book. Because I'll tell you, if you can see, I don't know if you can see from there, the gray hair that has come in the last 3 weeks, but there's a lot of it. This is not for the weak of heart, I have to tell you. And the best thing I ever decided to do in preparing for my book launch was to get a team together to help me. Now, I'm going to talk to you about several different players you might want to bring in. You definitely do not need all of these people. You can probably do what you would need to do in a lot of these areas. The problem is just time, right? Because there's so many things to do. If you haven't prepared like literally a year in advance, starting to get your process underway, and I really did start to prepare about a year in advance, but if you haven't been successful at that, which apparently I was not, you probably are going to need help in each one of these areas. But of course, you have to just look at your budget and figure out what you've got to spend and what you can buy in terms of support for yourself. But here are some players that you might want to bring in. Number 1, marketing strategy. Because if you're anything like me, you've spent the last, 20 years doing something that isn't marketing. Now, some of you have. Some of you who watch these videos are totally marketing people. Love you guys too. But many of the people are not. We've been doing other things. I've been learning how to edit books. I've been learning how the book publishing business works. I've been writing. I've been doing all sorts of other things. And that is what my book is about. Yay! First copy of the book. First copies came in last week. That is what my book is about. It's about how to write a book. But I don't necessarily know how to strategize around exactly which marketing opportunities to take advantage of right now. Because I got to tell you, as my marketing strategy manager said to me yesterday, when it comes to marketing, you could literally be working all day, every day, and never get everything done you could do. There are so many options out there. It's not possible to maximize all of them. And so you have to pick and choose pretty carefully. And I don't know that I would have been able to do it on my own. While I'll say most of the marketing strategy that we have put into place was my choice, it was usually with Alexandra, my marketing manager's stamp of approval. I would say, hey, what do you think about this? And she'd be like, yeah, I think that's a good idea. Or, hey, what do you think about this? You know what? I don't know that that's the best use of our time right now. So having someone there who really understands marketing to at least bounce ideas off of, I have to say, invaluable. The next player you might want to take on your team, which could be the same person as the marketing strategist, but probably not exactly, is marketing assistants. So those two things are really different, right? Strategy is looking at the big picture. They've done this before. They have some idea of how you launch, how you do marketing initiatives, how you do social media, things like that. But it's not necessarily a good use of their time and what you're paying them for them to actually implement those social media ideas for you, or implement all of these different pieces for you. Sometimes it is. Alexandra does some marketing assistance, but we've also hired someone to do marketing assistance as well. The good news is that you can usually get somebody at a pretty reasonable rate because it's not high level work. It's not strategy work. It's not necessarily super creative work, but it's work that needs to be done. So this is things like getting your newsletter scheduled in whatever mail system you're using. So we have transitioned. We were using MailChimp for a really long time. Now we use Kartra. We have someone whose job it is to take my draft of each week's newsletter and actually put it into an email and format it and get it looking nice and pretty over in Kartra, and then to send a test email to Alexandra for her to approve it, and then send a test email to me for me to approve it. So that sort of admin work you might want to hire out as well. Again, you could definitely do it. I was doing our newsletter for years, and then I had the admin at our company doing the newsletter, but it just seemed like it was time to get that off of my plate, off of our plate, and put it with somebody whose job that is to do. So that's the next player. Now, if you've been paying any attention during the time that we have been doing these videos, you know that I've done a ton of writing during this time. I did so much writing around the wonderful quiz that we've put into the world. It's been amazing. It's been very exciting. I've enjoyed it very much. And it truly took a lot out of me to write our what's called the email drip campaign, that is what is sent out depending on which of the 5 stages of the book journey a respondent lands at. They get a whole different set of 5 emails. That is a lot of writing, okay? And that's just that. Then add to it that I do my weekly Love and Books email every week, except for the 1 week in the month where we send out a newsletter, but there's a major writing every week for that. There's a major writing now for the marketing emails that are going out to remind people, hey, my book's coming out. I've got this wonderful free online workshop you can take if you purchase a book now. All of that email takes a lot of time to write. So you may want to bring a copywriter onto your team, right? A copywriter, somebody whose job it is to write marketing emails. That's what they do all day long. It's really important to have somebody who has at least a sense of writing flair, right? If you're already a writer, then you can definitely do it yourself. I write all of our emails at this point because writing is something that comes very easily to me. It happens to be one of my superpowers. If it's not your superpower, you may want to bring on somebody whose superpower it is, and that is a copywriter. Again, you can hire them for a little time. You don't have to bring them onto your team full time. There are lots of people out there that would be willing to do it and excited to do it for you, and I'm going to talk to you a little at the end of the video about how you can find someone to take any of these roles. But that is one of the other roles. Okay. Next role, hey, look at me, I'm on video. Do I have these videos? Do I just send this video the minute I am done recording it? No, I send it to Alexandra, who she's so multi-talented. She has some video editing skill. Anyone who's a video editor and who really understands video editing will see that our videos are not highly edited. We just do a clip on the front and a clip on the back so that you don't see me going for the button, right? And then we put in a title. It's not high level. I could do it myself, but again, it's not the best use of my time right now. It's not even really the best use of Alexandra's time, but we don't have a video editor and we're in it. It's no time to be hiring someone new to take over this role. So she does the video editing for us. But again, you can find someone to do way better video editing, no offense, Alexandra, way more complex video editing, cutting out the cutting out the ums, doing cool, funny, shortcuts between, you've seen these great videos that are highly produced where they're really funny because of the timing and things like that. We obviously are not doing that. I do each one of these videos in one long take and I cross my fingers and hope we get all the way through. You did not just see the UPS guy that came and dropped off my package right outside the window right now. I tried not to flinch because we don't have a video editor to come in and take out that section where I wave to the guy who dropped off my box, who did look in and wonder, what is she doing? But hey, that's okay. So a video editor may be someone you want to bring on your team, especially if you're working solo and video is not really your specialty, or you're kind of somebody who's not even really a computer person. If you're a little bit of a computer person, a little bit of a phone person, you can probably figure out how to edit a video to the sophistication level of these videos in this launch series. But if you don't have that skill, you can find someone to do it for you. Again, I'll tell you some good places to look. And the last person you might want to bring onto your team in your book launch is a designer. And a designer is really important because you're sending so many things out into the world. You are sending theoretically newsletters, you're posting blogs, you've got what are memes, which are these nice, fun, pretty pictures with some sort of a quote on them or some sort of an announcement. For example, right now we're working on 2 announcement, I don't even know what you'd call them, pics, announcement pics. One for my Boulder Bookstore reading that's coming up on November 14th at 7:30 p.m. at the Boulder Bookstore if you'd like to join. And a second one for my first 5-day writing retreat of 2019 at 1440 Multiversity in Scotts Valley, California. That's happening January 6th to 11th, if you would like to join us for that. And we're gonna start talking about both of those events a bit on social media in the next week or so. And I wanted to have something pretty to send out with it. And that is a place where I cannot say I could have done this myself. I mean, I guess I probably could have done some approximation. There's this wonderful piece of software some of you are familiar with called Canva. And Canva makes it possible for people who are not designers to create designy type things, to make them look real pretty pretty. And in fact, they can come out looking really pretty. The other day we had something that I thought our designer had done that it turns out our former admin had done in Canva. So it's possible. But again, this is not my area of expertise. And so I'm handing that off to a designer. Also, all of the premium assets that we've created, all the giveaways, our outlines that we offer for signing up for the newsletter. People are oftentimes looking for our 25 publishers who want your book handout. That is another thing that we've had redesigned. So a lot of the pieces of content that are really helpful to our clients and potential clients that we give away for free, we have a designer working on those PDFs. So those are the 5 different roles I suggest you start contemplating, like which ones of these can you fill yourself? Which ones of these should you try to find someone to fill for you? And there are a couple different places you can look on the web to find this, because there are people out there who love working from home and this is their specialty and they're taking on clients all the time and doing small work here and there. So one place is called Fiverr, Fiverr. The double R, you gotta remember the double R. Fiverr.com is one place you can find people. Upwork.com is another place, and these are places that freelancers can go and they can post a little ad about themselves, explain what they do, sometimes bid on projects. For design, 99 Designs, 99designs.com. Again, designers can go there and bid on projects, and you could have, maybe you need a logo, maybe you need a book cover, any of those sorts of things you can find on these websites. So, and you can also go straight to Craigslist or Facebook for if you have a group for your community on Facebook, or you have a Craigslist in a nearby town, you can go there because people are advertising those places all the time. All right, so that's week 3. Here we are, we're headed into the final stretch. This has been so fun, so enlightening, such an amazing journey. And also, it really has taken about 5 years off my life. I'm not gonna kid you. Last week, our website was offline for 2 days and went online, not kidding you, 10 minutes prior to my webinar with Reed Tracy at Hay House, for which we had 17,000 people signed up. And I did not know if that website was going to be live at the time. So the last little tidbit I'll give you is in terms of hiring a team, make sure you hire a web design team that is firm on their deadlines. And not everybody can be, so you need to start really early. Start as early as you possibly can, because otherwise you may actually, like me, have shortened your lifespan. Leading up to a big event when your website is not where you want it to be. I do not wish that for you. I wish for you to have ease and joy and fun, and I hope that the experiences I'm having here and relaying on these videos are gonna help you to just go around those potholes on the journey toward getting your book into the world. All right, so 3 more weeks to go before my book comes out, and I'm super happy to have you here with me. Thank you so much, and I'll look forward to talking to you again next week.